That's American humor. All you do in America is talk shit about places you aren't. I have a great story about this. Now, none of you, well, maybe some of you have toured America, but there's this place called, it's basically dreadful. I mean, if you think Europe is bad, you have no idea what you're missing. So I played it, this house has a lot of history, but it's in this place in Greenville, South Carolina. It's called the Spaz House, right? Now, the one story from my friend, like, I have stories from there too, but I'll start with this one to give you some context. So, he gets put in this room, which is called the cuddle room. And something about my friend is he's like mostly blind, he tours, but he's, he can really only see like this far in front of him. So he's put in this cuddle room, and it's basically a room full of like mattresses with no sheets on them. And so he's trying to go to sleep, been on tour for a while. These two guys walk in, one of them's naked, the other guy has clothes on. They start watching football, sitting next to him on the bed, and trying to get him to like wake up and hang out. Okay, so the second time, so I went there one time, sketchy scene. Second time I go there, drive up to the house, this dude's screaming at the top of his lungs, "What the fuck?" Going on, like total drug fucking spaz, like someone didn't give him his medication and this is like coming from his mouth. So that's like the beginning of the night. Later in the night, the guy who hosted it, who's a total sweetheart, he says, "Oh, don't worry about spilling beer on the floor. The guy last week tried to piss in his mouth and it got everywhere." And this is also the house that is like lined with mattresses. That basically, like, he has the band sign, like after they've played. So if you ever get to sign a mattress, think of me. Why did I tell you that story? America, it's a great place. Come visit. Oh yeah, so, the point is that those people fucking loved me because I talked shit about the other side of the state, which is like this yuppie sort of like college town. They fucking went crazy. All I had to do was make fun of that one town, and they were the quietest drunks you'd ever heard. They're like the whole rest of the night basically fucking in front of me. But, yeah, football. I guess it's the same here with soccer. Football. Whatever. Anyways. Look into her eyes and let her know why you want to be her everything. You don't need to call it love. You don't need to call it love. You don't need to call it love. She's been feeling pretty bad about life, about living. She's been feeling